MrBeast is launching an AI thumbnail generator on his company, Viewstats. He's advocating for AI to take this element of labor out of the video making process, and it started a whole wave of debate on if AI can really replace these elements of content creation, especially because a certain few YouTubers are very upset that their profiles were put in MrBeast's video advertising the product. But how did we even get here? 2 years ago, MrBeast launched a social analytics company, Viewstats. If you've never used it, it's pretty similar to Social Blade. You search up any YouTuber and you find data about their view counts, subscribers, earnings, projections for the future, rankings, things like that. I personally compared this channel's analytics with the graphs on the site, and yeah, they're pretty accurate. What makes them different though is they're launching AI tools, most notably their new beta, AI thumbnails, allowing you to just enter a prompt and a style and the generator will do the rest. It's a technology that already exists, but MrBeast is more or less just copying what's already out there and adding a few features. And I will say, it is expensive. $80 a month to unlock this feature. That's around twice as much as other AI thumbnail programs are charging right now. And that, along with the fact that the biggest YouTuber in the world is advocating for it, has naturally caused some backlash against the program. Now, the driving point of MrBeast video advertising this tool is that you can input any YouTuber's thumbnail or thumbnail style as inspiration for the generator to create a new one. Now, the great irony about this is that, say, 3 or 4 years ago, this would be seen as a massive copyright issue. A Russian YouTuber, Jewel, used to take MrBeast thumbnails and just put his face on them. And MrBeast would get very upset that they got millions of views for it. Now, this technology is essentially allowing you to do the exact same thing. A little hypocritical, if you ask me. In his promotion, he flashed an array of YouTube profile pictures to, drive home the point. You can use any of these YouTube styles. And one figure he used was Jacksepticeye. MrBeast and Jacksepticeye have pretty publicly not had the best relationship.
Do you think MrBeast ruined YouTube? Yes.
And once he saw this promotion, Jack was not happy. He took to Twitter and directly called out MrBeast for using his brand, despite the fact that they have public beef, which I can't help but think Jimmy already knew about. Was it all in an effort to drive up more engagement with more discussion with the product in a all press is good press kind of way? Or was he hoping that no one would notice? We'll never know, but it sparked quite an interesting debate on the ethics of using AI to create thumbnails, to use someone else's creative property. Because of the backlash, he actually took down the promotional video on his Twitter, although it still exists on the Viewstats website itself. Will AI thumbnails be seen more as a tool or as an illegitimate replacement of artistic talent? The reason I bring up big versus small creators is because the majority of YouTubers are small and view the thumbnail process as a skill barrier, as something that takes editing talent. And without it, it can be very hard to grow, to find a large audience. Larger YouTubers who already have that audience would naturally argue against it because it's a skill they already have, because a rise in generative visuals bridges the skill gap between making poor thumbnails and making high quality ones. Now, some would argue that upon seeing an AI thumbnail, users might not click on that video as a stance against AI. The problem with that is this technology is getting way too good, way too fast. Pretty soon, you're not gonna really be able to tell if a thumbnail was made using AI or not, especially since MrBeast himself has popularized this extremely exaggerated, edited looking thumbnail archetype. Some YouTube creators would argue it's part of the art, that YouTube being established back in 2006 was a grassroots type of organization. It's part of the creative process of making content. And that asking a generator to do it for you is taking the fun and the spirit out of creating YouTube videos, and that it replaces people's jobs. While others would argue that if the goal is to gain views and grow a following, then using a tool to enhance one's ability to gain engagement can really turn a business around. I think it's fascinating to see the YouTube community really split in half on this issue, with creators like MrBeast on one side and creators like Jacksepticeye on the other. I think what this debate really shows is that there's two types of people on YouTube. People who do it for fun and people who see it as a business. And both can be legitimate at the same time. Remember, social media supports people's livelihoods. It allows businesses to gain an audience. It pays people's bills. Not everyone has the luxury to prioritize enjoyment when creating content, although artists will always have the right to argue ethics of asking a generator to help with the process. The ability to efficiently determine the best possible thumbnail to get clicks is still a bit away. Right now, the technology is more or less just copying your prompt to use someone else's style or look. But imagine if someone is able to create that sort of AI that automatically generates the most efficient visual advertising for a product based on the video. It would revolutionize not just YouTube, but social media and digital interface as a whole, the very method with which we interact with the internet. And that is what these companies and these creators are trying to achieve eventually. AI-generated graphics will eventually find their place within the next couple of years, but I don't think they'll fully replace handmade graphics because of the copying nature of AI right now. Without original ideas, thumbnails will just be stealing each other's ideas when AI generated, and a creative loophole will be reached. That being said, it's gotta be easier than $80 a month to make AI thumbnails. One alternative to MrBeast's service is simply using ChatGPT to generate a thumbnail image in the style of a certain YouTuber or within a certain YouTuber's face, and then editing it in another program. Here, I'll make a thumbnail for this video right here. Log into ChatGPT or sign up for free. Click Create Image. Here's my prompt. When I'm making thumbnails, I always specify the background color as darker so that when I put bright text at the bottom, it sticks out more. And make sure to remember to ask for a 16:9 ratio image so that it can be formatted as a YouTube thumbnail. Press enter, wait for it, and there you go. It's MrBeast and Jacksepticeye. Remember to right click and save image as, then save it in your downloads. Now, if I wanted, I could also add text in ChatGPT, but then I couldn't edit the text later. So if it's slightly off, it'd be kind of frustrating. So we'll do that in Kapwing. Go ahead and search up the site, click get started. This feature's free. Go to your downloads, drag in the image, then look to the right. We can edit the image in a bunch of ways here. I'll increase the saturation and also the contrast with these sliders. That'll give it a nice pop. Then to add text, go over to the left bar, click text, and you have some options here. I'll go with Prime. That's a good thumbnail font. Let's put it here. Make it bigger, change color if you want, and there we go. That's how you can make an AI image thumbnail with ChatGPT and Kapwing. And everything I used was free. Well, thanks for listening. If you'd like updates on AI trends, subscribe to our channel for more content. See you all later. Bye.